Everybody keeps saying be more authentic in your business. But what if you already are, but you're just not sure how to let your full personality show up yet? This is Stories Build Businesses, the show that proves your story isn't just something you tell, it's the strategy behind a business that's uncopyable, unforgettable, and unmistakably you. I'm your host, Megan Wright, story and strategy coach. And today we're talking about something that gets said all the time in business advice, but rarely gets explained properly: authenticity. Or more specifically, what people actually mean when they say, just be more yourself. The advice to be more authentic is everywhere. And on the surface, it sounds helpful, maybe even encouraging. But the problem is, no one actually ever explains what it means. When you're showing up in your business and you're not pretending to be someone else, you're not putting on an act, you're not being fake, and yet you're being told to be more yourself, at best, it feels confusing. And at its worst, it can feel accusatory or like you're being shamed. The thing I see all the time with people I work with is that they are authentic, they are thoughtful, they're values-led, they care deeply about their work. What they're actually doing sometimes is over-editing themselves. They hold parts back, they neutralize themselves, they smooth out their quirky bits. And that doesn't make them inauthentic, but it can make their business feel a little bit off, like it's not the full them. So often when people start to build a business, they put on the business uniform that was designed by somebody else. They put it on thinking, I'm a coach now, or I'm a business owner, and they put on whatever they think that they're supposed to wear. But that uniform was designed for somebody else's body, someone else's personality, someone else's way of moving through the world. So of course, it doesn't quite fit. You end up tugging at it, adjusting it, never feeling fully comfortable. And other people pick up on that. Maybe not consciously, but energetically. For me, if I was to turn up every day in a business suit and high heels, I would feel incredibly awkward. I'd be quite literally tripping over myself and be overly aware of how I looked. But give me a slightly swishy dress with pockets, completely different story. I'm comfortable, I'm relaxed, I'm myself. And that's the difference in the strategies you use as well. The strategies I choose aren't the business suit and high heel strategies. They're the swishy dress with pocket strategies. And that makes them feel like me and allows me to show up as myself. Because the issue isn't that people aren't being themselves, it's that they haven't quite figured out how to translate themselves into their business, what parts of them to show. And that takes time, it takes practice, and it takes giving yourself permission to show up in the way that you want to. And that doesn't mean you need to show every part of yourself. It doesn't mean you need to overshare. It doesn't mean you need to tell your entire life story. Authenticity doesn't come from showing absolutely everything and having no boundaries. Authenticity is about letting your business sound like it came from you rather than a template that was given to you by somebody else. Think of it like this. Lots of restaurants sell chicken, but people go to KFC because of their unique secret spice blend. The blend is what makes it recognizable, memorable, distinct. Your business will have that secret blend too. Some of those ingredients are going to be big. Those are going to be your story, your perspective, your lived experiences, the things that genuinely anchor your business. But then there are going to be the smaller ingredients as well. The little things that give it extra flavor from your personality. So for me, my spice blend includes using analogies constantly, playing with language and words, referencing books and films and TV shows that I love, talking about food and cooking and comfort, and probably mostly my cats. I bring my cats into so many different aspects of my business. I mention them in emails. They walk across the camera when I'm filming a reel. They feature in my photos. I even created a storytelling event that runs every year, all around how your pets can inspire stories that build your business. Now, let me be clear. Talking about my cats isn't what makes me authentic. I'd still be authentically myself without it. But with it, people get to know me quicker. They get a sense of my personality, my humor, my warmth, my playfulness, the things that matter to me in my life outside of my business. And I never say explicitly, I am playful, I am obsessed with my cats, but people pick up on it. It's like that old piece of advice. Don't tell people you have a good sense of humor, make them laugh. And that's exactly what this is. You don't need to announce your interests. You don't need to label your personality. You don't need to explain yourself and who you are. You can show people things that mean that they get to notice them. You can weave the things you love into your work naturally, into the way you explain things, the examples you use, the stories you choose, the voice that you write in. That's how personality shows up. It's not about being louder or more performative. It's about being consistent with who you are so that people can get to know you and become familiar with the secret blend that is you. So let me leave you with a gentle question. What strategies and aspects of your business feel like a uniform that doesn't quite fit? And what would it feel like if you were to swap that for something that feels more like you? You don't need to become more authentic. You don't need to reinvent yourself. You don't need to show everything. You just need to bring more of yourself into what you're doing and stop editing out the parts that make you you. Because when your business feels like you, showing up gets easier. It feels more fun. Your confidence grows and connections will happen naturally. If this episode made you smile or sparked something, share it with a business friend who's sick of feeling like they have to sound professional all the time and want to start sounding like themselves. And if you want to continue the conversation, come and find me over on Instagram at Stories Build Businesses. See you next time. Bye.